Hello and welcome to week 5 of our quarter. I hope you guys had a great weekend and are getting to enjoy some of this beautiful sunshine. This week we are moving toward the final draft of Project 1, or Murder on the Orient Express Compare and Contrast essay. Very exciting stuff coming along. As I've been reviewing your work, it looks like we're on a really good track. Your work on the thesis worksheet and in your peer reviews is very encouraging. So keep up the good work. Continue to invest in this revision process as you're going through the peer reviews, because getting that alternative perspective is one of the things that helps us be successful in our writing. At the beginning of the quarter, we talked about 2 things that separate successful students from unsuccessful ones. And it wasn't IQ, it wasn't how many English classes you've taken in the past. It was the ability to network and the ability to manage your time well, right? That's what our educational psychologists say really sets apart successful students. So by pacing yourself through this essay, working on the worksheet, then the outline, then your drafts, making revision, perfecting the drafts, continuing working on those drafts until you turn in that final draft. Each of those process steps is going to enable you to be more successful in this essay than if you, I don't know, theoretically, logged into your computer at 10 p.m. the day it's due at midnight, right? And you just had a blank document and tried to knock out a really solid essay in 2 hours. Procrastination is an incredible motivator. Sometimes we can produce good work, but writing is really a process-based activity. We need to invest in the editing, we need to invest in revision, and we need to invest in looking at each of those logical steps that our rubric lays out for us so that we can get our maximum score from this assignment. Because I would guess, not able to, see your hands if you raise them, but I would guess most people in this class are taking it because it's a prerequisite. You need this class, you need a passing score in order to get where you want to go in your academic career. Some of you may love writing so much, and that's excellent. I'm so glad you're here. But most of us are taking the class because it's a general requirement. It's just one of those boxes you've got to check on the transcript in order to get to your end goal. And I know many of you are trying to get into programs that are fairly competitive, like the dental hygiene program, nursing, our business and engineering programs. All of those have some pretty stringent requirements. They need high GPAs to get into those programs. And so now is the time to think about how to earn that score you want, right? It's not the day the essay is due in last minute panic. It's not after I've graded it and you're panicking, right? We want to invest in this process now. Now is the time to ask questions. Now is the time to get your revision suggestions from your peers in the discussion boards. Now is the time to schedule a session with our CBC Writing Center with our excellent writing tutors. You can do that through the computer now, either through like a Zoom session or through email. You've got a lot of options to reach out and get help. So if you're struggling with this essay, if you're not quite sure how to proceed, don't be discouraged. That's a very natural part of writing. Writer's block is a thing. Even the very most published authors get writer's block. If you've read any of the Harry Potter series, J.K. Rowling, writer's block. Stephen King, writer's block. Even some of the greats in our literature canon, like Hemingway, suffered from writer's block. It happens to people who passionately love writing, so how much more so is it going to happen to people who are trying to write an essay to fill out that box so that you can get that on the transcript, so that you can move on to the thing that you truly are passionate about. So I want to make sure that this class isn't going to hold you back. I want it to give you skills to be successful elsewhere. Critical thinking, clear communication, the ability to logically link ideas in a compelling manner to make an effective argument. All of those are skills that aren't just going to help us in English 101. They're going to help us outside in the real world as well. So if you have questions, please reach out. I'm here to help. Please reach out before the essay is due, because after that point, you can ask questions. I'm happy to provide clarification, but the grades aren't going to change, right? Because it's already been scored, the rubric's in, that's how it goes. So if you've got questions, invest in your revision, carefully look at the rubric and the prompt, Schedule those help sessions with the CBC writing tutors at the CBC Writing Center, and reach out to me via email if you need any specific help on the essay. So I'm looking forward to reading these essays. As always, all of your supporting materials are posted in our modules tab, so do make sure to check those out if you've got questions. If you're not sure where you're headed with this, I've got links for your e-tutoring up here at the top of your module, so do make sure to utilize those resources. They're fabulous resources. And then if you need some help with the essay, you can review our recorded lecture where I talk about the essay, the prompt, and the outline. I would highly recommend looking at your essay with the rubric right next to it, making sure each of those categories lines up clearly, and then using all of that good feedback you've gotten from your peers in the discussion boards to equip you to be successful. And those discussion boards, that peer review feedback is helpful. Those worksheets are designed to line up really well with the rubric. And like I said here in the comments, don't be afraid to be brutal. Sometimes we feel very insecure about giving constructive criticism, right? How many times have we gotten an essay back where it's like, good job, I like it, it's really nice. And you put a little smiley face on there. It makes us feel warm and fuzzy on the inside, but it doesn't actually make our grade better, right? We want that concrete feedback. So as uncomfortable as it feels to be critical and point out things that are wrong, do it, because that's going to help your partners get a better grade. So if you get a peer review sheet back and it's just bleeding ink, right? It's got so much constructive criticism. That's awesome. What that should be telling you is that your classmate deeply cares about your success in this class. They've invested a bunch of time in reviewing your essay so that you can get a better grade. It's not a bad thing to get lots of comments. It's actually a really positive thing because these peers are catching things that I would be deducting points for, right? So you're getting a pre-grading session that's going to ultimately boost your score. So invest in these as you do the peer reviews for your classmates. Be brutal, give tons of feedback. The more feedback, the better, because what you're saying by giving that level of feedback is that I deeply care about your success. I want you to do well in this class. It's not being mean. It's not trying to hurt someone's feelings. It's telling them that you really are in their corner and you want them to do well. So please invest in these draft exchanges. Please invest in this peer review. Be brutal from a place of love and friendship and just give them so much feedback so that your partners can do well ultimately on this essay. All right, so if you have questions, reach out, schedule those sessions. If you want help from our e-tutors or from the CBC Writing Center, lots of great resources for you here. Take advantage of them. And I look forward to reading your final drafts. Have a great day, guys. Stay safe and stay healthy out there.